All right, so for 4, what's my amplitude?
5 plus 3.
We have max minus min. What's my max? 5. So I have 5 minus -3 divided by 2, and I get 4. So then if I do the center line, once again, it's your max plus your min. And when you do that, you get 1. All right, so the center line means I went up 1. The amplitude is the number in front of the cosine function, okay? And then we need to figure out the period. So when I look at this, I think, okay, well, cosine right here, it's just reflected. That's where I usually start. If you started here, 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 or here, you'd be fine. As long as your phase shift matched where you started, it works. So I started here, and it repeats itself over to 2. All right? So my period is 2 equals 2 pi over b. So what does b equal? Huh? You say 1? Multiply b by both sides to get it out of the denominator, and then you divide by the number with b. So what's 2 pi divided by 2? Pi. Okay, so remember, when we did it before, when we were graphing from the equation, we had a interval of whole numbers, meaning like no pi values, okay? They're all whole number integers. Then when we did that, that's because we had a pi in the actual b value. When we don't have a pi in the b value, we get pi over 2, 3 pi over 4, things like that on the interval. Okay, so this should make sense that we have a pi in our equation. So cosine, well, I said it was reflected, so we have negative cosine. Oh, what did I forget? Huh? What did I forget? My amplitude of 4. So -4 cosine. All right, so does anything go here? Yeah, my b value, so pi, t pi, pi t. You can put it in parentheses if you'd like. When you see it that way, you should know that there's no phase shift because we're on the y-axis, so there is no phase shift, and we just went up 1. Because our center line went up 1. All right, so if I started here, I would have y equals y equals 4 cosine of pi, except I would have a phase shift. So that we went to the right one, which means what? T minus 1. And then if I did it over here, I would have y equals 4 cosine of pi, and then I'd have t plus 1, and then plus 1 for my vertical shift. So on this one alone, you have 1, 2, 3 that I gave you, and then 4, 5, 6 more that you can visibly see. Okay? It doesn't matter which one you choose. I just usually stick around the origin. That's just how I start it. So if that's what you choose to do, that's totally fine. Okay, so let's look at problems 5 and 6. Okay, so problem 5. All right, so we have interesting intervals here, but we can handle it. Can you see me over here? Right here. Okay, so my amplitude, what's my max? 70 minus 30 divided by 2, what do I get? 20. All right, and my center line is 70 plus 30 divided by 2, and I get 50. All right, so if this is cosine, then I have a full period from this line all the way over here. So that's what? This one was labeled for you, 4 to 44, right?
40.
So my period is 40, which equals 2 pi over b. multiply by b. They cancel out. If I divide by 40, b equals 2 pi over 40, which is pi over 20. Okay, because remember, we have integers down here, no pi, so we're going to have a pi up here. All right, so y equals, my amplitude is 20, cosine. My b value is pi over 20. I do have a phase shift. If it usually would start at 0,70, how many to the right did I go? 4. I went 4 to the right, which means I'm going to have t minus 4. And then my center line is at 50. All right, and 6, amplitude. What's my max? 14 minus my min, which is 12 divided by 2, and I get 6. My center line is 14 plus 2 divided by 2, and what do I get? 8. 16 divided by 2. All right, and so if I start, oh, this one's tricky. All right, so where would my cosine start? Would you agree right here? Or would you think to go here first instead of down? Or
can we just do sine? Because
you would want to do sine, but no. Remember that box up top on the paper. All in terms of cosine. Okay? Yes, sine would be nice, but no. Well, think about this. What do you think the interval's broken up with? Know how a function goes. Okay? If this is one sine period, how much more off am I? How would I label that? Yeah, by fourths or 1/4. Okay, so you know that is where your cosine function got shifted to. So we have y equals 6 cosine. All right, so my b value is my period, which is what? My period is 1. So I have 1 equals 2 pi over b. So what does b equal? 2 pi. So that goes right here. And then I have a shift. So I shifted to the right 1/2, so I'm going to write t minus, I'm sorry, I meant to say 1/4. T minus 1/4, and I went up 8.